Hello and welcome to Atlanta English. Are you still using the same basic English phrases every day?
In today's lesson, you'll learn useful phrasal verbs that native speakers use in real conversations. Let's get started.
Do you ever feel like your English sounds like it came from a textbook? You know the right words, but you still don't sound completely natural in conversations? The secret you might be missing is a true mastery of phrasal verbs. We are diving into the most essential phrasal verbs that will transform your daily conversations and take your fluency to the next level. By the end of this lesson, you won't just recognize these phrases. You'll be using them with confidence to express yourself clearly and naturally. If you're ready to upgrade your English, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss a lesson. Now, let's get started. Phrasal verbs are one of the most powerful tools in English communication. They might look simple, but they carry so much meaning that goes beyond just the dictionary definition. For many learners, phrasal verbs feel like a puzzle because a small word like up, out, or off can completely change the meaning of a verb. But once you get used to them, they become the secret to sounding natural and fluent in everyday conversations. Let's start slowly. Imagine you wake up in the morning. The verb here is wake. But in real English conversations, people don't just say, I wake at dawn. They say, I wake up at dawn. That little word up makes it natural and complete. Later, you might say, she got up as soon as her alarm rang. Again, the phrasal verb get up is much more natural than simply get. Now let's practice together. I'll say a sentence and then I'll pause so you can repeat after me. I usually wake up early. Good. He got up when his dog started barking. Excellent. Can you hear how natural that sounds? Let's take another daily situation. You go into the kitchen and you want to prepare something to eat. Instead of only saying, I prepared breakfast, in everyday English, people might say, I fixed up a quick salad, or I whipped up an omelet. The phrasal verbs fix up and whip up both mean to prepare quickly. Try repeating this sentence after me. He whipped up a delicious dinner in minutes. Great job. Now try. She fixed up some coffee and toast for us. Wonderful. As you can see, these small phrases add color, style, and fluency to your speech. And here's a useful tip. Don't try to memorize phrasal verbs as long, boring lists. Instead, learn them in real-life situations like we're practicing here. That way, you remember them naturally and you can use them in the right context. When we think about daily life, a big part of it is work or study, and phrasal verbs appear everywhere in those settings. If you want to sound fluent at school, at the office, or even in casual teamwork, mastering these expressions will help you communicate more clearly and naturally. Imagine you're at work and your manager gives you a new project. You could say, I'll accept it. But in natural English, you'll often hear, I'll take it on. The phrasal verb take on means to accept a task or responsibility. Repeat after me. He's decided to take on the role of team leader. Good. Now try. Are you ready to take on a new challenge? Excellent. Another common one is hand in. When you finish your homework or a report, you don't just say, I gave my report. You say, I handed in my report. This is natural spoken English. Let's practice. I need to hand in my application by Friday. Great. The students handed in their projects early. Well done. Now think about meetings. You might need to bring up a topic. This means to mention or introduce it. You could say, he wanted to bring up a new idea during the meeting, or please don't bring up that topic again. Repeat with me. Can I bring up something quickly? Good. She brought up some valid concerns. Perfect. Sometimes at work or in study groups, you need to go over material. That means to review something. Try this sentence. Could you go over my email before I send it? Now repeat. The team went over the presentation slides. Excellent. Here's another. Point out. It means to highlight or show something important. For example, the manager pointed out a few areas for improvement. And another. Thank you for pointing out that mistake. Great job. Now let's connect these phrasal verbs into a small practice dialogue. Imagine I'm your colleague and I'll speak both parts slowly. Hi, can we go over the report today? Yes, but I still need to finish it before I hand it in. Okay, maybe tomorrow we can bring up the issues we found. Sure, I'll take on the corrections and point out the important changes. Did you hear how natural that sounded? When you weave phrasal verbs into a conversation, it flows more smoothly and feels closer to native English. Now, let's look at how phrasal verbs appear when you're talking about your plans. Imagine your friend calls you and asks if you want to meet later. You could say, yes, let's meet. But more naturally, you'll say, let's meet up for coffee tomorrow. That phrasal verb, meet up, gives a friendly and casual tone. Or if you cannot come, you might say, we have to call it off. Call off means to cancel. Try repeating this. They had to call off the game because of the rain. Excellent. Now let's practice a dialogue line. Why don't we meet up after class? Excellent. Let's practice one more. Sometimes when plans are uncertain, you can say, let's figure out a solution. That phrasal verb figure out means to find a solution. Try this with me. I can't figure out how to solve this puzzle. Good. We need to figure out a better way to do this. Great. Everyday life is filled with these small but powerful expressions. And the more you notice them, the more confident you'll become in using them. In this lesson, we'll explore plenty of examples together, and I'll give you plenty of practice so these phrases start to feel natural when you speak. Let's practice some for problem solving. One very useful phrasal verb is sort out. It means to organize or fix something. For example, let's sort out these files by date. Try it with me. He helped sort out all the confusion. Good. Another is work out. It can mean to solve a problem or calculate something. I need to work out my budget for the month. Or, don't worry, things will work out in the end. Excellent practice. Now, picture a university setting. You might need to look into a subject. That means to investigate or study it carefully. The police are looking into the matter. Or, I'll look into the best travel options for our trip. Repeat after me. The professor is looking into new research methods. Perfect. And here's one more for today's study and work practice. Carry out. This means to perform or complete a task. For example, the team will carry out the new plan, or she carried out the task perfectly. Great job! So now you see, phrasal verbs are not just for casual conversations with friends. They are also the language of school, of work, and of professional life. If you practice them in context, you'll find they naturally slip into your own speaking when you need them. Daily routines at home are full of phrasal verbs. In fact, if you listen to native speakers describing their day, you'll hear them everywhere. Let's go step by step through a typical day in practice together. You wake up in the morning. We already practiced wake up and get up. But after that, maybe your alarm is still ringing. What do? You turn off the alarm, or sometimes you switch off the alarm. Try repeating, I always turn off the lights when I leave a room. Good. He switched off the television and went to bed. Excellent. Next, you might wash up. In British English, wash up means to wash your hands and face in the morning. In American English, wash up often means to wash the dishes. Both are useful. Repeat after me. He went to the bathroom to wash up. Great. It's your turn to wash up the dinner plates. Perfect. Now imagine your clothes. You may need to put on your clothes. That's a very common phrasal verb. For example, she put on her glasses to read the menu, or he put on his coat and left. Try it. I'm putting on my running shoes. Well done. And when the day is over, you take off your clothes. Please take off your muddy shoes at the door. Or, I can't wait to take off this formal suit. Repeat with me. He took off his hat when he entered the building. Great practice. Breakfast time is another chance. You might pour out some juice. Could you pour out a glass of water for me? Or, he poured out some milk for the cat. You may also cut up fruit. She cut up some onions for the soup. Or, I'll cut up the watermelon for everyone. Repeat those with me. Excellent. After eating, you usually have to clean up. This is a very common phrasal verb for home life. For example, the children helped clean up their toys. Or, let's clean up this mess before mom gets home. Try this. I need to clean up my room this weekend. Good. Sometimes you also need to tidy up. That means to make things neat. He decided to tidy up his garage on Saturday. Or, can you tidy up your desk, please? Practice that. We tidied up the living room together. Great. Now let's imagine the afternoon. Maybe you want to write down some notes or a shopping list. She wrote down the address so she wouldn't forget. Or, he always writes down his brilliant ideas. Repeat with me. Write down these instructions in your notebook. Perfect. When you have free time, you might try out a new recipe. Let's try out that new cafe downtown. Or, she loves trying out new fitness classes. Good practice. Evening comes and maybe you need to set up the table for dinner. I need to set up my new computer. Or, they set up the chairs for the movie night. Repeat after me. I set up my desk for studying. Very good. After dinner, you may put away the dishes. He put away the laundry in his drawers. Or, she put away the clean towels. Try it now. I put away my textbooks after studying. Excellent. Before bed, many people wind down. This phrasal verb means to relax slowly after a busy day. After a long week, it's nice to wind down on Friday night. Or, she wound down with some calm music. Repeat with me. I need some quiet time to wind down in the evening. Perfect. Finally, when you are ready, you turn in for the night. That means to go to bed. For example, it's getting late, I think I'll turn in. Or, he usually turns in around 11. Try repeating, I think I'll turn in now. Wonderful practice. Did you notice how almost every step of your home routine can be described with a phrasal verb? By practicing them in the order of your daily life, you can connect them to real actions, and this makes them much easier to remember and use naturally. Now let's step into another part of daily life. Your social world, talking with friends, making plans, and enjoying time together. In these situations, phrasal verbs make your English sound relaxed and natural. Think about when you invite friends to your home. Instead of only saying, "Come to my house," people often say, "Come over." For example, "Why don't you come over for a movie tonight?" Or, "My cousins are coming over for dinner on Sunday." Try repeating, "Come over after you finish your work." Good. Now repeat, "My best friend came over to help me study." Excellent. Sometimes you want to relax with your friends. In everyday English, you don't just say spend time, you say hang out. For example, the friends like to hang out at the local park, or do you want to hang out this weekend? Practice with me. I'm hanging out with my brother this afternoon. Great. They like to hang out and play video games. Perfect. Now let's add another. Catch up. This means to talk with someone after not seeing them for a while. Imagine you meet an old friend. You might say, "It's so good to catch up with you." Or, "We should get coffee and catch up soon." Repeat this with me. "Let's catch up properly next week." Very good. "We caught up on all the family news." Excellent practice. Sometimes plans change suddenly. You may have to drop by. That means to visit for a short time without planning much. "I might drop by the library on my way home." Or, "She dropped by to return a book she borrowed." Try it now. "Can I drop by your place later?" Good. "He dropped by my office with some coffee." Perfect. Another one you'll hear a lot is show up. This means to arrive. For example, "He promised to be there, but he never showed up." Or, "She showed up late to the party." Practice with me. "I'll show up around 7 o'clock. Very good. They showed up with a beautiful gift. Excellent. Now imagine you're chatting about your day. You might say, "I ran into my former colleague at the conference." The phrasal verb run into means to meet by chance. Try this sentence. "I ran into my old neighbor at the supermarket." And another. "She ran into her cousin at the mall." Wonderful practice. Here's another social favorite. Pick up. When someone comes to collect you, they don't just collect you, they pick you up. "My dad will pick me up from school today." Or, "He picked up his friend from the train station." Repeat with me. "I'll pick you up at 8. Good. "She picked me up from the airport." Perfect. Now let's practice with a small conversation. "Hey, do you want to hang out this weekend?" "Sure, maybe I can drop by your place on Saturday." Great. "We can catch up and maybe invite some friends to come over." Perfect. "I'll show up around 4 p.m. and we'll figure out what to do." Did you notice how natural that sounded? These phrasal verbs are the small building blocks of real, everyday English. And when you practice them like this, they become part of your own conversations. Let's add a few more useful ones. Get along. This means to have a good relationship with someone. "She and her roommate get along perfectly," or "They don't get along with their new boss." Practice. "Do you get along with your brother?" Very good. "We get along really well." Excellent. And finally, for this section, fall out. This is the opposite of get along. It means to argue and stop being friendly. For example, the two friends fell out after a misunderstanding. Or, I don't want to fall out over something so small. Repeat with me. We fell out last year, but we are friends again now. Great. These phrasal verbs bring life to your social conversations. They make your speech warm, casual, and real. Travel is another part of life where phrasal verbs appear constantly. Whether you're going to school, commuting to work, or traveling to another country, you'll hear and use these expressions all the time. Let's start with transportation. You usually need to get on and get off buses, trains, or planes. For example, you need to get on the train at the next platform. Or, don't forget to get off at the third stop. Try repeating, I get on the bus at the same time every morning. Good. We got off the plane and felt the warm air. Excellent. When you use a car, you might hop in quickly. That's a casual way to say enter. The door opened and she hopped in the taxi. Or, hop in and I'll give you a lift. Repeat that. I hopped in my friend's car. Perfect. If you are at the airport, you often need to check in. That means register before a flight. Please check in online to save time at the airport. Or, I need to check in my suitcase. Try this. They checked in at the hotel as soon as they arrived. Very good. After you arrive at the hotel, you might also check out when you leave. For example, we have to check out of the hotel by 11 a.m. Or, she checked out and paid her bill. Practice. Don't forget to check out before you leave. Excellent. Now let's imagine you're in a busy city. Sometimes you need to set off on a journey. That means to begin. They set off on their European adventure at dawn. Or, we set off early to miss the morning traffic. Repeat. I want to set off before the sun rises. Great. You might also head out. It's very casual and means to leave home. I'm heading out to the grocery store. Or, we headed out for dinner around 7. Try it. I'm heading out now. I'll see you later. Wonderful. Another useful one is get around. This means to move around in a place. What's the best way to get around London? Or, she gets around the city using her bicycle. Repeat after me. How do you usually get around your town? Excellent. Now imagine you're traveling with friends. You might pick up someone from the station. I'll pick you up from the airport when you land. Or, he picked up his friend from the hotel. Try it. Can you pick me up tomorrow morning? Very good. Sometimes plans change. You may be held up. That means to be delayed. Sorry, I'm late. I was held up in a long meeting. Or, our flight was held up by bad weather. Repeat this. The rain held up our plans. Excellent. Let's add another one. Run out of. It means to have no more of something. Very useful when traveling. I think we're running out of coffee. Or, she ran out of battery on her phone. Try this. I ran out of time to visit the museum. Good. Now let's practice with a short dialogue full of travel phrasal verbs. Are you ready to head out? Yes, but the bad weather might hold us up. Don't worry, we'll set off early and pick up Anna on the way. Good idea. Let's check in online so we don't run into problems later. See how natural that conversation sounds? When you use phrasal verbs in travel situations, it makes your English practical and real. Finally, here are two more common ones. Drop off and put off. If someone gives you a ride, they can drop you off at a place. For example, the bus will drop you off right in front of the museum. Or, he dropped off his kids at school. Repeat with me. She dropped me off at work this morning. Excellent. And sometimes flights can be put off. That means delayed or postponed. The meeting has been put off until next week. Or they put off their decision until they had more information. Try this. We had to put off our trip. Perfect. These are the phrases that make travel conversations smooth and realistic. Practice them until they flow out naturally, and you'll sound much more fluent when you travel or simply move around your own city. Technology is such a big part of our daily lives now. Phones, computers, social media, and online communication. And of course, phrasal verbs are everywhere in these conversations too. Let's begin with something you probably do every day. Log in and log out. These are essential when using a computer or an app. For example, you need a password to log into the website. Or, always log out of your account on a public computer. Repeat with me. She logged into her email account. Good. He logged out of social media for the evening. Excellent. Another common one is set up. You often hear this when installing or preparing technology. Can you help me set up the new software on my computer? Or, they set up the Wi-Fi network for the whole building. Try it. Can you set up the new printer for me? Perfect. Sometimes things don't work and you need to shut down a device. I need to shut down my computer now. Or the entire system shut down for maintenance. Let's practice. Please shut down all the equipment after use. Very good. And when something stops working, you might hear breakdown. We used this for emotions before, but it also applies to machines. The old printer has broken down again. Or, the washing machine broke down in the middle of a cycle. Repeat after me. The elevator broke down this morning. Excellent. Now, think about phones. You often pick up when someone calls. The phone is ringing. Can you pick it up? Or, I called him 3 times, but he didn't pick up. Repeat with me. Can you pick up if I call you later? Great. Sometimes the call doesn't last because it gets cut off. My Wi-Fi keeps getting cut off during video calls. Or, the call was cut off right in the middle of our conversation. Try it. I hate when my calls get cut off in the tunnel. Perfect. Here's another one. Hang up. That means to end a phone call. He hung up before I could say goodbye. Or, don't hang up yet. I have one more question. Repeat. I hung up after we finished talking. Good. Now let's think about the internet. When you want to discover information, you look up something. If you don't know the address, look it up online. Or, he looked up the movie times on his phone. Repeat after me. Look up the definition of this word. Excellent. And when you want to stay updated, you might scroll through social media. He was scrolling through the news on his tablet. Or, she scrolled through her photos from vacation. Try it. I was scrolling through my emails this morning. Good. Sometimes people sign up for new apps or websites. Did you sign up for the newsletter? Or, he signed up for the free trial. Repeat this. We signed up for a new streaming service. Perfect. Now let's practice with a short dialogue full of these modern phrasal verbs. Did you log into the new app? Yes, I signed up last week and set it up on my phone. Oh, good. I tried calling you, but the line was cut off. Sorry, I didn't pick up. I was scrolling through my emails. No worries. Just shut down the app and log out after you finish. Do you notice how natural this feels? This is exactly how people talk in real life when they deal with technology. Here are two more very useful ones. Back up. This means to make a copy of your files. It's important to back up your computer files regularly. Or, she backed up her phone contacts to the cloud. Repeat. Don't forget to back up your work. Excellent. And run out. We saw it in travel, but here it works with technology too. The laptop ran out of power during the presentation. Or, we ran out of space on our hard drive. Try it. The printer ran out of ink. Perfect. These phrasal verbs are not only useful, they're necessary for daily life in our modern world. The more you practice them, the more fluent and confident you'll sound when talking about technology and media. One of the most important parts of fluency is communication, and phrasal verbs are everywhere when we talk, explain, or share feelings. Let's explore some of the most common ones you can start using right away. Imagine you're explaining something to a friend. You might need to point out a detail. We practiced this earlier, but let's repeat to make it natural. He pointed out a faster route on the map. Or, I'd like to point out something you might have missed. Repeat with me. Can I point out a small error? Good. Another common one is bring up. That means to introduce a topic. She was afraid to bring up the subject of money. Or, I don't want to bring up work during dinner. Try it. She brought up a great idea in the meeting. Excellent. Now think about when you're trying to make something clear. You can spell out the details. The manager had to spell out the new company policy for everyone. Or, the teacher spelled out the homework instructions. Repeat. Can you spell out exactly what you need me to do? Perfect. When you want to check something, you can find out. For example, I need to find out what time the store closes. Or, she found out that the concert was canceled. Practice with me. We need to find out more about this topic. Very good. If you need to discover or understand slowly, you can figure out. I'm trying to figure out how this new camera works. Or she's still figuring out her plans for the future. Try it. Can you figure out this puzzle? Excellent. Now let's shift to phrasal verbs for feelings. When something disappoints you, you might say, I'm feeling down. For example, she was feeling down after hearing the bad news. Repeat. I feel down when it rains all day. Good. But when you want to feel happier, you can cheer up. A good comedy movie always cheers me up. Or, let's go for a walk to cheer you up. Try this. She always knows how to cheer me up. Wonderful. Sometimes people open up. That means they start sharing their true feelings. It can be hard to open up to people you don't know well. Or, she doesn't open up easily about her past. Repeat. I want to open up to my friends more. Excellent practice. On the other hand, you might bottle up emotions. That means to hide them inside. It's not healthy to bottle up your feelings. Or don't bottle up your stress. Talk about it. Try it. She bottled up her sadness for too long. Good. Another useful one is calm down. He took a deep breath to calm down before his speech. Or, music helps me calm down. Repeat with me. I need to calm down before my exam. Perfect. Sometimes we also say blow up. This means to suddenly get very angry. The boss blew up at him for making a mistake. Or, she blew up at her brother. Try it now. Don't blow up over a small problem. Great. Now let's practice with a short dialogue full of these communication and feeling phrasal verbs. Can I bring up something that's been bothering me? Of course. Open up and tell me. Well, I found out that the event was postponed and it really got me down. Don't bottle up your feelings. Just point out what's wrong and we'll figure it out together. Thanks. That really cheers me up. Do you see how these small expressions create natural emotional English? They make conversations feel more human and more fluent. And here are two more that are often used. Breakdown. It can mean to lose emotional control. He broke down and confessed that he made a mistake. Or, she broke down when talking about her difficult experience. Repeat with me. I don't want to break down during my speech. Very good. And the opposite, light up. This means to suddenly look very happy. His eyes lit up with excitement when he heard the news. Or, her face lit up when she saw her family. Practice. My eyes lit up when I saw the dessert. Excellent. By practicing these phrasal verbs in the context of communication and feelings, you'll become more natural, expressive, and confident in your conversations. Relationships are a huge part of our lives, and phrasal verbs are deeply connected to how we describe them. Whether it's family, friendship, or romance, these expressions will help you sound much more fluent and natural when talking about people you care about. Let's start with get along. We touched on it before, but it's so important. It's great that you and your sister get along so well. Or, she doesn't get along with her new manager. Try this with me. Do you get along with your neighbors? Good. We get along very well as a team. Excellent. Now the opposite, fall out. That means to argue and damage a relationship. Best friends should never fall out over something silly. Or, I don't want to fall out with my family. Repeat. We fell out last week, but we made up. Perfect. And yes, make up is the next phrasal verb. It means to forgive and become friends again. They always argue, but they always make up afterward. Or, it's time to make up and forget about it. Try this. We made up after our disagreement. Great. Another useful one is breakup. This is usually for romantic relationships. It was sad to hear that they decided to break up. Or she broke up with him last year. Repeat after me. They broke up after a long relationship. Excellent. Sometimes couples don't break up completely. They might make up after disagreements or even get back together. I wonder if they will ever get back together. Or, do you think they'll get back together? Try it. We got back together after being apart. Wonderful. Friendships also include moments of growing apart. This means slowly losing connection. It's common for childhood friends to grow apart over time. Or, they grew apart when they went to different universities. Practice. I don't want us to grow apart. Very good. Now let's shift to family. Parents often bring up children. He was brought up to be honest and hardworking. Or, they brought up their children in the city. Repeat. I was brought up to always say thank you. Perfect. And sometimes families look after each other. That means to take care of someone. Can you look after my cat while I'm on vacation? Or, she looks after her elderly parents. Try it. Who looks after the plants when you're away? Excellent. Here's another family-related one. Take after. This means to resemble or be similar to a family member. He takes after his grandfather. They're both great storytellers. Or, she takes after her mother's talent for music. Repeat with me. I take after my dad in many ways. Good. Now let's imagine friendships again. Sometimes friends stick up for each other. That means defend or support someone. A good friend will always stick up for you. Or, she stuck up for her little brother. Try this. Would you stick up for me if I needed it? Perfect. And sometimes you need to stand by someone. That means to remain loyal or supportive. I will stand by you whatever you decide. Or, he always stands by his friends. Repeat after me. I'll stand by you no matter what. Excellent. Let's put these into a mini dialogue. Did you fall out with Anna? Yes, but we made up later. She always stands by me, so I don't want to lose her friendship. That's good. True friends stick up for each other and don't grow apart easily. See how natural that sounds? Phrasal verbs bring real emotion and connection into your conversations. And here are two more for relationships. Open up to share personal feelings. Thank you for opening up to me. Or, she never opens up to anyone. Repeat. I want to open up to my best friend. Wonderful. And drift apart. Similar to grow apart, it means slowly losing closeness. Over the years, the two cousins slowly drifted apart. Or, we didn't fight, we just drifted apart. Try it. I don't want us to drift apart. Perfect. By practicing these phrasal verbs for relationships, you'll be able to express emotions, loyalty, problems, and love in a way that sounds natural, real, and deeply fluent. Life is full of challenges, sometimes small, sometimes big. And in English, phrasal verbs are often used to describe how we deal with those challenges. Mastering these will help you express yourself more clearly and naturally in difficult situations. One of the most common is deal with. It means to manage or handle a situation. Every job requires you to deal with different types of people. Or, she's good at dealing with difficult customers. Repeat with me. We need to deal with this issue first. Excellent. Another important one is sort out. This means to organize or solve something. We need to sort out our travel plans for the summer. Or, they sorted out the misunderstanding. Try it. Can you sort out this pile of papers? Very good. Sometimes we say work out. We saw this before, but let's review. Don't worry, we'll work something out in the end. Or, I can't work out the answer to this math problem. Repeat. He worked out the problem by himself. Perfect. Now imagine you face an obstacle. You might have to get over it. It took him a long time to get over the disappointment. Or, it took her months to get over the flu. Try it. I want to get over my fear of heights. Wonderful. Sometimes you need to figure out the cause of a problem. I finally figured out what was wrong with my computer. Or, she figured out the answer to the riddle. Repeat after me. Can you figure out a new solution? Excellent. Now think about success. When you achieve something, you might carry out a plan. The soldiers carried out their orders without question. Or, he carried out his duties perfectly. Let's practice. They carried out the research project. Very good. Or you might pull off something difficult. That means to succeed in doing something hard. I can't believe they pulled off that surprise party so well. Or they pulled off a major victory in the final minutes. Try this. He pulled off the difficult negotiation. Excellent. When we face difficulties, sometimes we fall behind. If you miss a week of class, it's easy to fall behind. Or, she fell behind on her work. Repeat with me. Don't fall behind schedule. Great. And when we recover, we can catch up. I need to work this weekend to catch up on my projects. Or, he missed school but quickly caught up with the class. Try it. Let's catch up over coffee soon. Perfect. Sometimes life tests us. You may want to give up, which means to quit, but I want you to remember, never give up on learning English. For example, she gave up halfway through the race, or he never gives up on his goals. Repeat with me, I won't give up on my dreams. Excellent. Here's another powerful one. Carry on. That means to continue. Despite the setback, we must carry on with a plan. Or, he carried on working after a short break. Try it now. We carried on even when it got difficult. Wonderful. Now let's build a little practice dialogue around these phrasal verbs. I fell behind on my assignments. Don't give up. You can catch up if you work hard. Maybe we can figure out a new schedule to sort things out. Yes, let's carry on and pull off a great result. How encouraging that sounds. This is exactly how phrasal verbs can express motivation and problem solving in daily conversations. And here are two more to finish this section. Hold on. That means to wait or stay strong. Just hold on. Help is on the way. Or, she held on to her beliefs. Repeat with me. Hold on, don't lose hope. Excellent, and keep up. That means to maintain progress. It's hard to keep up with all the changes in technology. Or, he runs so fast, I can't keep up with him. Try this. Can you keep up with a lesson? Perfect. With these phrasal verbs, you can talk about your struggles, your progress, and your successes in English with more fluency and confidence. Health and lifestyle are topics that affect all of us. Whether it's going to the doctor, exercising, or simply living a balanced life, phrasal verbs are everywhere in these conversations. Let's practice some together. A very common one is work out. This means to exercise. She likes to work out with a personal trainer. Or, he works out every morning. Repeat after me. Do you work out at a gym? Good. He worked out for 30 minutes. Excellent. Sometimes you want to warm up before exercise. Always warm up properly before you start running. Or, she warmed up with some light jogging. Try it. Let's warm up before the game. Perfect. After exercise, you need to cool down. Stretching is a good way to cool down your muscles. Or, it's important to cool down properly. Repeat with me. I cooled down by walking for 5 minutes. Very good. Now let's think about diet. If you eat too much unhealthy food, you might need to cut down on it. My doctor told me to cut down on salt and sugar. Or, they cut down on coffee last month. Try it. We should cut down on eating fried food. Excellent. Another useful one is give up. This means to stop doing something unhealthy. She decided to give up caffeine for a month, or He wants to give up sugary drinks. Repeat. I will never give up trying to be healthier. Perfect. Sometimes we come down with an illness. I feel like I'm coming down with a cold. Or she came down with a fever. Practice. I think I'm coming down with something. Good. When you're sick, you often fight off the illness. A healthy immune system helps your body fight off viruses, or he is fighting off a bad headache. Repeat after me. I fought off a cold last winter. Excellent. And when you recover, you get over it. It can take weeks to fully get over a serious illness. Or she finally got over her cough. Try it. I'm getting over a cold right now. Wonderful. Now, let's add lifestyle activities. Sometimes you want to take up a new habit or hobby. He wants to take up a new sport, like tennis. Or she has taken up meditation. Repeat with me. She took up gardening in her free time. Great. On the other hand, you may burn out if you work too hard without rest. Working 12 hours a day can cause you to burn out quickly. Or don't burn yourself out before the final exams. Try it. I don't want to burn out at my new job. Excellent. Here's another one. Slow down. This means to reduce speed or stress. The doctor advised him to slow down and get more sleep. Or she slowed down after realizing she was too stressed. Repeat. I want to slow down and enjoy life more. Perfect. Let's practice with a short dialogue. I've decided to take up jogging to get healthier. That's great. Just remember to warm up and cool down every time. Yes, I've also cut down on fast food. Excellent. Keep it up and you'll get over your bad habits quickly. See how phrasal verbs bring energy and clarity to these conversations about health and lifestyle. They make you sound more natural when talking about daily well-being. And here are two more to finish this section. Stay up. That means to remain awake. We stayed up all night talking and laughing. Or she stayed up to finish her book. Repeat after me. I don't like staying up too late on weeknights. Very good. And sleep in, the opposite, means to sleep longer than usual. It's a luxury to sleep in on a Saturday morning. Or he loves to sleep in on vacation. Try it. We slept in after the long trip. Excellent. These expressions about health, fitness, and lifestyle are not only practical, they help you connect with people about real, everyday experiences. Shopping and handling money are parts of life we deal with almost every day. And once again, phrasal verbs play a big role in how native speakers talk about these situations. Let's go step by step and practice them together. One of the most useful is try on. You use this when checking clothes in a store. Could I try on these sneakers in a size 9? Or, can I try on this coat? Repeat with me. I want to try on this shirt. Good. He tried on 3 different pairs of pants. Excellent. After shopping, you may decide to take back something you bought. This means to return it. You can take back any item within 30 days if you have the receipt. Or, she took back the dress because it didn't fit. Try it. Can I take back this product? Very good. Sometimes stores sell out of popular items. The popular new video game sold out on the first day, or the new phone sold out in minutes. Practice with me. The tickets for the show sold out quickly. Excellent. Another useful one is shop around. This means to compare prices in different places. It's smart to shop around for car insurance before you buy. Or, they are shopping around for a new television. Repeat. You should shop around for the best price. Perfect. Now let's talk about money. A common phrase is pay back. He promised to pay back the loan by the end of the year. Or, she paid back the money she owed me. Try this. Can you pay back what you borrowed last week? Good. If you're saving money, you can set aside some. She sets aside a little money from every paycheck for her savings. Or, they set aside part of their income for retirement. Repeat with me. I'm setting aside money for a new laptop. Excellent. Sometimes, unfortunately, we run out of money. Oh no, we've run out of eggs at home. Or, he ran out of money before his next payday. Try it. We ran out of money during our vacation. Perfect. Another very useful one is cut back on. It means to reduce spending. To save money, we're cutting back on subscriptions we don't use. Or, she cut back on her coffee budget. Repeat. I'm cutting back on unnecessary spending. Wonderful. Now let's imagine a small practice dialogue. Did you buy the new jacket? No, I decided to shop around first. Good idea. Sometimes the best styles sell out quickly. Yes, I'll set aside some money and pay back my friend later if I borrow. Can you hear how natural those phrases sound together? That's how fluent conversations about money really flow. Let's practice a few more. Pick out. This means to choose. He let his daughter pick out her own birthday present. Or, she picked out a nice tie for her dad. Try it now. I picked out a book for my friend. Excellent. And save up. This means to collect money for something big. They are saving up for a down payment on a house. Or, he saved up for years to buy his dream car. Repeat with me. I saved up for my trip to Japan. Very good. Finally, sometimes we pay off debt. It will take them 10 years to pay off their mortgage. Or, she paid off her credit card balance. Try it. I want to pay off my student loans as soon as possible. Perfect. These phrasal verbs make everyday conversations about shopping and money practical and real. With practice, you'll use them naturally in stores, markets, and even online shopping situations. Free time is when we relax, recharge, and enjoy ourselves. And in English, phrasal verbs make our conversations about hobbies and entertainment sound much more fluent and natural. Let's practice some of the most common ones together. One useful phrase is chill out. It means to relax. Let's just chill out and watch a movie tonight. Or, she chilled out with a good book. Repeat after me. I want to chill out by the pool. Good. We chilled out and listened to music. Excellent. Sometimes people like to hang out. We saw this before with friends, but it's perfect for hobbies too. We used to hang out all the time in college. Or, I like hanging out at the library. Try it. Do you want to hang out this afternoon? Perfect. When you enjoy music, you may sing along. The crowd began to sing along with the band. Or, the children sang along to the nursery rhyme. Repeat with me. I love to sing along when my favorite song is on the radio. Wonderful. Movies and shows often come up in conversation. You can tune in to a program. Be sure to tune in next week for the season finale of the show. Or, I tuned in to the weather report. Try it. Tune in to our channel tomorrow for a special episode. Very good. And sometimes you switch off or switch on the TV. Could you switch on the lamp? It's getting dark. Or, he switched off his computer and left the office. Repeat. I switched on the news this morning. Excellent. Now think about reading. You might look through a magazine. She looked through her old photos, smiling at the memories. Or, he looked through the newspaper during breakfast. Practice with me. I looked through the menu quickly. Good. When you want to start a new hobby, you often take up something. I've been thinking about taking up gardening. Or, he took up piano lessons last month. Repeat. I want to take up a new language. Perfect. And sometimes hobbies fade. You might give up an activity. Don't give up your hobbies just because you're busy. Or, she gave up painting when she started her new job. Try this. I don't want to give up my dance classes. Excellent. Let's add sports. You might join in a game. Don't be shy. Come and join in the fun. Or, she joined in the volleyball game at the beach. Repeat after me. Can I join in your card game? Wonderful. Or you might take part in an activity. Over 500 people took part in the charity run. Or, he took part in the school play. Try it. I want to take part in the local festival. Very good. Sometimes hobbies make you excited and you get into them. Lately, he's really gotten into classic films. Or she's really getting into hiking. Repeat. I got into photography as a hobby. Excellent. Now let's put these into a short dialogue. What did you do over the weekend? I just chilled out at home and looked through some old books. Nice. I took up cooking recently and I'm really getting into it. That sounds fun. Maybe next time I can join in and hang out with you. Did you notice how natural that conversation sounds? Using phrasal verbs adds warmth and rhythm to simple topics like free time and hobbies. Here are two more to finish this section. Mess around. That means to play or do silly activities. We're not working, just messing around with some new software. Or, we just messed around with the instruments all afternoon. Repeat. I like to mess around with new ideas for my stories. Perfect. And catch up on. This means to spend time doing something you missed before. This weekend, I'm going to catch up on some sleep. Or, she caught up on her favorite podcast during her commute. Try it. I want to catch up on my favorite TV series. Excellent. These phrasal verbs for entertainment and hobbies make your conversations about free time much more colorful and fluent. Our emotions guide so much of what we do. And in English, phrasal verbs give us simple but powerful ways to express them. When you master these, you'll not only speak more fluently, but also connect more deeply with others. Let's start with look forward to. This expresses excitement about something in the future. I'm really looking forward to the concert this weekend. Or, she looks forward to seeing her family. Repeat after me. I look forward to our next English lesson. Excellent. Now imagine you're feeling discouraged. Someone might tell you to hang in there. This phrasal verb means to stay strong during difficulties. The project is tough, but hang in there. We're almost done. Or, she hung in there during a very difficult year. Try it. I'll hang in there and keep trying. Good. Another motivating one is keep on. This means to continue doing something. If you keep on practicing, your English will definitely improve. Or, he kept on working until the job was finished. Repeat. We must keep on moving forward. Perfect. Now let's talk about self-growth. Sometimes you need to step up. That means to take more responsibility or show leadership. We need a volunteer to step up and organize the event. Or, it's time for him to step up and help his family. Try this. I want to step up and become a better student. Excellent. Sometimes in life you may back down. That means to retreat or give up in an argument. She refused to back down during the debate because she knew she was right. Or, he backed down after seeing his opponent's strong argument. Repeat with me. I won't back down from a challenge. Very good. Now imagine personal growth. You might open up to new experiences. Try to open up to different perspectives and ideas. Or, she opened up after moving to a new city. Try it. I want to open up to new possibilities. Excellent. And sometimes you need to break through. This means to overcome barriers and succeed. The scientists hope to break through in their search for a cure. Or, they broke through the difficulties and completed the project. Repeat after me. I want to break through my learning obstacles. Perfect. Another useful one is move on. This means to continue after something difficult. It's time to learn from the mistake and move on. Or she moved on to a new chapter in her life. Try this. It's time to move on and focus on the future. Wonderful. Now let's look at motivation. Sometimes we push on. That means to continue despite challenges. Even though they were tired, the hikers pushed on to reach the summit. Or, she pushed on with her work to meet the deadline. Repeat. I'll push on with my goals. Very good. And sometimes we lift up. This means to encourage or inspire. Good friends are the ones who lift you up when you're feeling down. Or, his speech lifted up the entire team. Practice. I want to lift up others with encouragement. Excellent. Now let's try a short motivational dialogue. I'm feeling tired of studying English. Don't give up. Hang in there and keep on practicing. Maybe I need to step up and change my routine. Yes, if you push on, you'll break through and move on to a higher level. Can you hear how encouraging these phrasal verbs sound? They aren't just words, they're little pieces of motivation that can carry you through challenges. And here are two more inspiring ones. Rise up. It means to take action with courage. The community rose up to protest the unfair decision. Or, they rose up to defend their homes. Repeat. I want to rise up and face my fears. Perfect. And reach out. That means to connect with others for help or support. If you're struggling, don't be afraid to reach out for help. Or, he reached out to a mentor for career advice. Try it. I want to reach out and help others. Wonderful. With these phrasal verbs, you can talk about emotions, motivation, and growth in a way that feels strong, positive, and deeply human. Travel is one of the best ways to use English in real life. And when you talk about your trips and cultural experiences, phrasal verbs bring your stories to life. Let's practice them together. A very common one is set off. It means to begin a journey. What time should we set off for the airport tomorrow? Or, they set off on their hike early in the morning. Repeat after me. We set off before the city woke up. Excellent. During your trip, you might stop over in another city. Our flight to Australia stops over in Singapore for a few hours. Or, she stopped over in Paris for a night. Try this. We stopped over in a small village. Very good. Another useful one is head for. That means to go toward a place. After breakfast, we'll head for the beach. Or, she headed for the exit. Repeat. They are heading for the train station. Excellent. When you explore a new city, you often look around. We have an hour to look around the city before our bus leaves. Or, she looked around the gift shop. Try it. Let's look around the castle. Perfect. And if something catches your attention, you may check out a place. You should check out the art exhibit at the local gallery. Or, they checked out that famous cafe. Repeat with me. I want to check out the night market. Wonderful. Sometimes you set out on an adventure. It's similar to set off, but often means with a purpose. The explorers set out to find a new sea route. Or they set out to discover ancient ruins. Try this. We set out to learn about the local culture. Great! While traveling, you may run into people unexpectedly. It was a huge surprise to run into her so far from home. Or, she ran into a friend from college while on vacation. Repeat. We ran into a kind local who helped us. Excellent. Another useful one is get by. It means to manage or survive with what you have. My French isn't perfect, but I can get by when I'm in Paris. Or, they got by with a map and a phrase book. Try it. We got by using sign language and smiles. Perfect. Now let's imagine you're experiencing a new culture. Sometimes you want to take in the sights. We sat on a bench just to take in the bustling city scene. Or, she wanted to take in the atmosphere of the market. Repeat after me. We took in the amazing mountain views. Wonderful. And you might try out local food. When you travel, you should always try out the local cuisine. Or, they tried out a traditional cooking class. Practice. I tried out many new fruits on my trip. Excellent. Sometimes things go wrong and you have to deal with problems. She had to deal with a lost passport, which was very stressful. Or, he dealt with a canceled flight. Repeat. I dealt with a broken suitcase during my trip. Very good. Let's add a few more for adventure stories. Set up a tent. The hikers set up their tent before sunset. Or, they set up camp near the lake. Repeat after me. We set up camp in the forest. Perfect. Head back. That means to return. It's getting late. We should probably head back to the hotel. Or, she headed back home after an amazing trip. Try it. We'll head back after lunch. Excellent. Now, a quick mini dialogue. Where did you head for on your holiday? We set off early and stopped over in Kyoto. That's great. Did you check out the local temples? Yes, we looked around, tried out new dishes, and took in the atmosphere. Did you hear how real and vivid that conversation sounded? Phrasal verbs turn simple stories into lively travel experiences. Here are two more useful ones. Look back on. That means to remember with reflection. When I look back on my travels, I have so many wonderful memories. Or, he looked back on his journey with a smile. Repeat. I look back on my trips with gratitude. Perfect. And carry on. That means to continue, even during a journey. The tour guide told us to carry on to the next monument. Or, They carried on exploring despite the hot weather. Try it. We carried on until we reached the waterfall. Excellent. These phrasal verbs will help you share travel stories, describe cultural experiences, and make your English sound more engaging and alive. Conflict is a natural part of life. Sometimes at work, sometimes in friendships, and even within families. What matters most is how we talk about it and how we work through it. English phrasal verbs make these conversations sound realistic and fluent. One of the most important ones is speak up. It means to express yourself openly. If you disagree with a decision, you should speak up now. Or, he spoke up for his team. Repeat after me. I want to speak up for my ideas. Excellent. Now think about arguments. People sometimes shout at each other. There's no need to shout at me. I can hear you perfectly. Or, the manager shouted at the employee. Try it. Please don't shout at the children. Good. When you disagree, you may fall out. We practiced this before, but let's repeat. They fell out over a silly argument. Or, I don't want to fall out with my closest friend. Repeat with me. We fell out, but I hope we make up soon. Wonderful. And yes, make up is another useful one here. They made up and are friends again. Or, we need to make up before the holidays. Try this. She made up with her brother after their fight. Perfect. In conflict situations, people sometimes back down. That means they stop insisting. Neither side was willing to back down, so the negotiation failed. Or, she never backs down from an argument. Repeat. I won't back down on this point. Excellent. Now let's focus on teamwork and negotiation. One important phrasal verb is come up with. It means to suggest or create an idea. The team needs to come up with a new marketing strategy. Or, we need to come up with a name for our project. Repeat after me. Can you come up with a better plan? Very good. Another is work out. We've practiced this before, but in negotiation, it means to reach an agreement. The two companies are trying to work out an agreement. Or, we finally worked out a fair solution. Try this. Let's work out our differences. Excellent. Sometimes we talk over problems. Let's sit down and talk over this problem like adults. Or, I need to talk over my options with my family. Repeat with me. Let's talk over the plan tonight. Perfect. And when teams disagree, they may need to sort out conflicts. The manager's job is to sort out conflicts within the team. Or, the mediator sorted out the argument. Practice. Let's sort out our disagreement peacefully. Excellent. Now think about teamwork. A strong team will pull together. That means to work as one. If we all pull together, we can finish this project ahead of schedule. Or, everyone pulled together after the storm. Repeat. Let's pull together and win this game. Great. Another key phrase is back up. It means to support someone. My team will back me up on this important decision. Or, she always backs me up in meetings. Try it. Thanks for backing me up earlier. Excellent. Now let's practice a short dialogue. We had a disagreement, but we talked it over and worked it out. That's good. It shows your team knows how to pull together. Yes, my friend backed me up and we came up with a better idea. Great. So nobody had to shout or fall out in the end. See how natural that sounds? Phrasal verbs give conflict and teamwork conversations rhythm and clarity. Here are two more advanced ones. Iron out. It means to resolve small details. We need one more meeting to iron out the final details. Or, they are ironing out the problems with the contract. Repeat. Let's iron out our plan. Excellent. And stand up for. This means to defend or support someone's rights. It's important to stand up for what you believe in. Or, he stood up for his colleague at work. Try it. I want to stand up for others. Perfect. With these phrasal verbs, you'll sound confident, clear, and natural when dealing with conflict, negotiation, or teamwork. Work and study are big parts of life, and phrasal verbs are used constantly in offices, classrooms, and conversations about goals. Let's explore some of the most useful ones together. One of the most common is hand in. This is what you do with homework or assignments. The professor asked us to hand in our essays by noon. Or she handed in her resignation letter. Repeat with me. Please hand in your projects on time. Excellent. Another important one is hand out. Teachers or managers often hand out papers or materials. The teacher handed out the exam papers. Or, he handed out the meeting agenda. Try it. They handed out brochures at the event. Good. Now let's look at go over. This means to review something carefully. Before the interview, I'm going to go over my notes one last time. Or, she went over the report to check for errors. Repeat after me. Let's go over the instructions together. Wonderful. Sometimes you need to look into something. That means to investigate or research. The committee will look into the complaint and report back. Or, she looked into the best universities for her major. Practice. I'll look into this issue for you. Excellent. Another key phrase is set up. In work and study, you often set up meetings, projects, or systems. We need to set up a conference call with a client for tomorrow. Or, she set up the laboratory equipment. Repeat. We need to set up a study group. Perfect. Now let's talk about achieving goals. You might need to follow through. That means to complete what you promised. She has great ideas, but she doesn't always follow through with them. Or, he followed through on his promise. Try it. I always follow through on my commitments. Very good. Sometimes you also carry out a plan. The researchers will carry out a new study on the topic. Or, she carried out her responsibilities perfectly. Repeat with me. They carried out their tasks efficiently. Excellent. Now imagine you're trying to improve. You may keep up your performance. Oh, he's struggling to keep up with the intense workload. Or, she worked hard to keep up with the advanced class. Try it. I need to keep up with the reading for this course. Wonderful. On the other hand, sometimes you fall behind. She fell behind on her payments. Or, he fell behind in his classes after being sick. Repeat. I don't want to fall behind on my deadlines. Perfect. And when you recover, you can catch up. She caught up on her missed assignments over the weekend. Or, he read the news to catch up with current events. Practice with me. I'll catch up on my emails tonight. Excellent. Now let's add some phrasal verbs about challenges. You may need to deal with pressure. He dealt with the high-pressure environment of the trading floor. Or, She deals with tight deadlines every day. Repeat. We have to deal with many obstacles. Very good. Or sometimes you have to sort out confusion. I sorted out the scheduling conflict. Or she sorted out the misunderstanding with her professor. Try it. We need to sort out our main objectives. Perfect. Here's a little practice dialogue using these phrasal verbs. Did you hand in your report? Yes, I handed it in yesterday, but I still need to go over the details with my manager. Good. We should set up a meeting to sort out the next steps. Agreed. We have to follow through if we want to carry out the plan successfully. Do you notice how smooth that sounds? Phrasal verbs make professional and academic English much more natural and precise. Finally, let's add 2 more advanced ones. Map out. This means to plan carefully. She sat down to map out her career path for the next 5 years. Or, they mapped out the project timeline. Repeat. I mapped out my goals for this month. Excellent. And stick to. This means to continue with your plan without changing. If you want to see results, you have to stick to the exercise plan. Or, he stuck to his study schedule. Try it. I want to stick to my learning routine. Perfect. These phrasal verbs help you sound more professional, organized, and confident when talking about work, study, and goals. Talking about the future is something we all do, whether it's setting goals, chasing dreams, or planning the next step in life. And phrasal verbs give us powerful, natural ways to express these ideas. Let's explore them together. One of the most common is set out. It means to begin working toward a goal. He set out to break the world record in swimming. Or, they set out to build a successful company from scratch. Repeat after me. I set out to improve my confidence in speaking. Excellent. Another is work toward. This means to make progress step by step. Every day she works toward her goal of financial independence. Or she worked toward her dream for many years. Try it. I am working toward a promotion at my job. Perfect. Sometimes you need to map out your plans. They mapped out a strategy to enter a new market. Or she mapped out her week to be more productive. Repeat with me. I mapped out my study goals. Very good. When chasing goals, you often have to stick to your plan. He stuck to his New Year's resolutions all year. Or she stuck to her principles. Practice. I want to stick to my English practice every morning. Wonderful. Now let's talk about success. Sometimes people carry on despite difficulties. She carried on with her mission even when everyone doubted her. Or they carried on the family business. Repeat. I'll carry on studying until I feel confident. Excellent. Another powerful phrase is pull through. It means to survive or succeed after hardship. The company almost went bankrupt, but it managed to pull through. Or the team pulled through a very difficult season. Try it. I pulled through the tough exam. Perfect. Sometimes when you achieve something impressive, we say you pull off a success. No one thought he could do it, but he pulled it off perfectly. Or they pulled off an amazing event. Repeat with me. He pulled off the deal at the last minute. Excellent. Now think about setbacks. Sometimes you fall behind. She fell behind schedule. Or he fell behind the other runners. But with effort, you can catch up. He studied hard to catch up with his classmates. Or, I need to catch up on my work this week. Repeat both with me. I don't want to fall behind. I want to catch up. Wonderful. When future plans are flexible, you might play around with ideas. The chef is playing around with some new ingredients for the menu. Or, she played around with different color schemes for the room. Try this. I like to play around with different ways to learn. Perfect. Now let's connect this into a practice dialogue. What are your goals for this year? I set out to learn more English and mapped out a daily routine. That's great. You just need to stick to it and carry on even when it's hard. Yes, I believe I can pull through and pull off better results by summer. Did you hear how natural that sounded? Phrasal verbs make your conversations about success and plans motivating and clear. Here are two more advanced ones. Lay out. This means to present a plan clearly. The CEO laid out the company's plans for the next quarter, or he laid out the evidence for his argument. Repeat. I'll lay out my proposal tomorrow. Excellent. And aim for. It means to target something. He is aiming for a new personal best in the race. Or she is aiming for a top grade on her test. Try it. I am aiming for fluency in English. Perfect. With these phrasal verbs, you'll not only talk about your goals clearly, but also inspire others with your vision and determination. Home life is full of small tasks, repairs, and responsibilities. And of course, phrasal verbs are everywhere when you describe them. Let's go through some together. One very common one is clean up. Could you help me clean up the mess in the garage? Or, she cleaned up the spilled juice. Repeat after me. I need to clean up my workspace. Excellent. Another is tidy up. Similar to clean up, but often used for organizing. He tidied up the bookshelf. Or, she tidied up the garden. Try it. I tidied up the living room before our guests arrived. Wonderful. Now let's talk about repairs. Sometimes things break down. The refrigerator broke down and all the food spoiled. Or the heating broke down in the middle of winter. Repeat with me. My phone broke down and won't turn on. Perfect. When that happens, you might need to fix up something. They bought an old house and are planning to fix it up themselves. Or, she fixed up the broken toy for her child. Practice. I fixed up my bicycle. Excellent. If something cannot be fixed, you may throw out or throw away the broken item. It's time to throw out these old magazines. Or, she threw away the expired food. Try this. They threw out the broken chair. Very good. Sometimes you set up new things in the house. We need to set up the new bookshelf in the living room. Or, he set up a home gym in his basement. Repeat after me. I set up the new lamp. Excellent. Now imagine cooking. You might heat up leftovers. I'll just heat up some leftovers from last night for dinner. Or, I heated up some soup for my lunch. Try it. I heated up my coffee in the microwave. Perfect. And after meals, you usually wash up. In American English, this often means to wash the dishes. Oh, whose turn is it to wash up tonight? Or, they washed up all the pots and pans. Repeat. I washed up after dinner. Wonderful. Let's also practice stock up on. This means to buy a lot of something to store. Before the snowstorm, people stocked up on bread and milk. Or, she stocked up on her favorite tea. Try this. I need to stock up on office supplies. Excellent. Another helpful one is run out of. We saw it before, but it's very common at home. Can you go to the store? We've run out of toothpaste. Or, she ran out of flour while baking a cake. Repeat with me. We ran out of paper towels. Perfect. Now let's put these into a short household dialogue. We ran out of bread. Don't worry, I stocked up on some yesterday. Good. I'll heat up the soup while you tidy up the kitchen. Perfect. After that, we can set up the new shelves. See how natural and real that sounds. These are exactly the phrases you'll hear in homes every day. Here are a few more useful ones. Take out. This usually means to remove trash. Please remember to take out the recycling on Tuesday morning. Or, she took out the compost. Try it. I need to take out the garbage. Excellent. And drop in. It means to visit casually, often at someone's home. Feel free to drop in anytime you're in the neighborhood. Or, she dropped in to say hello. Repeat after me. They dropped in for a quick chat. Wonderful. By practicing these phrasal verbs, you'll be able to talk about household chores, repairs, and daily responsibilities in a way that feels completely natural in English. Now that we've explored so many phrasal verbs together, it's time to reflect and review. Reflection itself is a very natural part of learning. One of the most common is look back on. When I look back on my first year of college, I realize how much I've grown. Or he looked back on his career with satisfaction. Repeat with me. I look back on my progress in English and feel proud. Excellent. Another useful one is sum up. This means to review briefly. To sum up, our main goal is to improve customer satisfaction. Or he summed up the movie in 2 sentences. Try it. Can you sum up the article for me? Perfect. When we want to continue improving, we often go over what we've learned. Let's go over the key points one more time to make sure everyone understands. Or, she went over her speech before the presentation. Repeat after me. I need to go over today's phrasal verbs again. Excellent. Sometimes you also brush up on knowledge. That means to review and improve something you already know. I need to brush up on my driving skills. I haven't driven in years. Or, he brushed up on his French before his trip to Paris. Try it. I want to brush up on my English vocabulary. Wonderful. Another very helpful one is look ahead. This means to think about the future. Let's stop worrying about the past and look ahead to the future. Or, he always looks ahead with a positive attitude. Repeat with me. I'm looking ahead to the next chapter of my life. Excellent. Now let's tie these ideas into a motivational reflection. When I look back on my journey with English, I can sum up my progress in one word: growth. Every time I went over my mistakes, I brushed up on my skills and moved forward. And now I'm looking ahead with confidence. Did you hear how natural and inspiring that sounded? You can use phrasal verbs not just for daily actions, but also for life reflections. Here are a few more to strengthen your motivation. Keep up. It means to continue doing well. You're doing great. Keep up the excellent work in your studies. Or, she kept up her daily exercise routine. Repeat. I want to keep up my English practice. Excellent. Carry on. We practiced it before, but let's end with it. We must carry on with the research despite the challenges. Or, they carried on as if nothing had happened. Try it now. I'll carry on learning English until I'm fluent. Perfect. And one last phrasal verb, never give up. This is the most powerful reminder. The most important rule for success is to never give up. Or, he never gives up on his dreams. Repeat after me. I will never give up on learning English. Wonderful. Amazing work today. We've covered so many essential phrasal verbs, from waking up in the morning to winding down at night, but learning is just the first step. Real progress happens when you put it into practice. So here is my challenge for you. Pick just one new phrasal verb from this lesson and find a way to use it in a real conversation this week. Let me know in the comments which phrasal verb you chose. Remember, fluency is built one conversation at a time, and you've taken a huge step forward today. In our next video, we're going to tackle another tricky topic: English idioms. You won't want to miss it. Thank you for your incredible effort. I'm Elena, and it was a pleasure being your guide. Until next time, keep practicing and keep shining.